you're interested in promoting your brand, business, or talent on Hip Hop News Uncensored, send an email right now to advertise@hiphopun.com. That's advertise@hiphopun.com. We got some great specials, and the slots are limited. Go ahead and smash that email right now. Send us an inquiry. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. Let's get it. Quick update, man. Young Dolph, he was killed last week at Makiba's, cookie store. And there's been a couple of new developments. They found the alleged car that was in the shooting. It was like a white E-Class Mercedes Benz. And then like a day or two after they found that car, a body actually dropped. Somebody was actually killed, on that same block. We don't know who it is yet. We're still waiting for information. We're still even waiting to know if that car is the exact car that was in front of Makiba's that day. They allegedly, those two brothers killed, Young Dolph. So then they said, I seen this earlier today, that Mercedes was linked to a double shooting in the area. So this is getting crazy, and we can, go on and on about it. But let's start off first, Sam, man. Let's talk about Young Dolph being killed, and let's talk about where the heck is BLM.
Yeah, where's Tamika Mallory? Yeah, where's my song? Yeah, where's Sean King? Yeah, where's the outrage? You know what I mean? Until we, and it's real cliche, we've been saying it over the years, and a lot of people even attribute us calling this out to even, not us in particular, but people calling this conversation out, coons and this and that and the third. But right now, let's call a fucking spade and for what it is. This brother went and grabbed some cookies for his family, and people that hated on him, people that were jealous of him, people that looked just like him, murdered him in cold blood. And unfortunately, this ain't the first time. In fact, it's the 200th something time this year alone for rappers. And if you look down the list of how they've died, it's either drug use or murder. None of them coming by way of a police officer, unfortunately. And I say unfortunately because we like to throw that police against black so much out here. And yes, some of it is very, 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 very true. But when you start seeing that over the media so much, it's like, wait a minute, what's really going on behind the scenes? What's really going on in reality? And what's going on in reality is we got things going on in legislation in Memphis where you're allowed to openly carry, and whoever is allowed to openly carry. And I believe that everyone has the right to bear arms. But when you have a place that's struggling, when you have a place that there's no real resources to gain any jobs and no food, no actual kind of income to live, and you put guns in between that, now you got an absolute war zone in what you're seeing, and you got people taking the law and the right into their own hands. You got a dude that's dead, and hopefully he had something to do with the murder, because if you think the streets want to conduct justice the right way, hopefully they got the right person, but we don't know. People dying left and right. It's absolutely insane what's going on. And the very organization, let's bring it right back to them, that was supposed to stand up for these very issues are quiet as can be, because I believe it's no way to manipulate the media. It's no way to hold real accountability to the issues that are going on to protect black lives out here. And I think that Black Lives Matter, unfortunately, is nothing more than a money grab, oh God.
Yeah, and that's the word. I also just wrote that word down right there, money grab. This comes down to nothing more than a money grab. It's not a lot of money to be made, with the Young Dolph situation. And quite frankly, in my opinion, I don't think a lot of these organizations really care about black lives like that. I think they look at situations where they can capitalize off of, whether it be, you don't have to necessarily be a cop killing somebody. It could be another type of situation where they can come in, put their tentacles down, act like they're, the ones that are supposed to be there, the ones in charge, and start siphoning the money and doing things like that. But I like how you broke it down, about the gun thing, because I was going to say it's not just about the guns being there. I said in the video I did a couple of days ago that if you had an open carry, and a place where the median income was $200,000-$300,000, it wouldn't be killings like this, because people have a lot of resources. But when you, like you just said, once you put these guns and make it an open carry, where obviously the whole state, is not, impoverished like certain parts of Memphis, but that when you put these in effect, you're looking at not just, the rich people, you're looking at the have-nots and the poor people. You say, shit, when we put these here, this is going to cause brother to kill brother and people to kill people every day, because the lady said on the news, like, this shit is happening every day. The Young Dolph thing, it ain't something that's like, an isolated incident. This is happening every single day in the inner cities, the suburbs. People are being killed. But who stands to benefit? We got to go back and look at that. The police officers, the prosecutors, the lawyers, the bail bondsmen. These people benefit off of this. They'll set up a jail or something in a small town. And my man,
TJ.
TJ Thornton. Sorry about that. He came on Lofton.
Yep.
He came on. He talked about gentrification. He talked about when they set up these different places. They set up a prison. So a prison may have 4,500 workers there. So these people got to find a place to stay. They got to find a place to eat. They got to find a place to go get whatever done, get their car service. So at the end of the day, I'm just coming full circle with this. This is business. Black death is big business, not only for Black Lives Matter, but police officers, correctional officers, lawyers, doctors. So they really want it to stop. Are you going to want something to stop? Were you making money and feeding your family? I don't think so.
It could easily be stopped if they wanted it to be stopped.
Right.
Programs could be put in place. Education could be put in place. Money could be put in place. Some type of reparation could be put in place where these resources were readily available to people. Banks, hospitals, supermarkets. It could easily be solved with all the space we got out here if it really wanted to be. But, oh, God, you put it on the nail. Black death equals black big business.
Yeah, then you
like
go
that.
back and look. Like what you just said was key. Like they could put all the stuff there. They did that for certain groups of people in the United States. At one point,
that's a fact.
They gave them different, whatever it may be, community jobs, high earning wage jobs, where they were able to get people that were killing each other, mobsters and all that shit, and take them out of that. Once you making money, you ain't got to go to the underworld.
Exactly.
If my man making 100, he making 100, I'm making 100. We ain't in the streets.
Ain't thinking about it.
Right, you ain't thinking about it. But if you ain't got nothing going on, and opportunities are nil in the area, you're going to be like going to the street, dude. Like, what's the fastest way I can make some money, dog? McDonald's? Nah, fuck that. Burger King? Go work at the library, go clean some toilets? Nah, give me this pack, I'm going to break it down. I'll make $1,000, in a day. And I'm going to keep it pushing and get what I want. That's just the reality that we live in, man. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying it's the reality.
Yeah, and you come to me about not right when your baby's crying, hungry as hell, and your mama don't have nothing, and she's on her barefoot working 12 jobs, and your lights are still going off. You cry to me and tell me what's wrong when you're at the absolute bottom, and this is the way to feed your family. It's definitely a little bit of a dichotomy, and if it was on the other foot, it'd probably be even more savagery growing around, but that's another conversation for another day. We'll never know.
Yeah, now, condolences, man, to Young Dolph. He did an interview. And he talked, I think it was on something called Cigar Talk. And I wish I could play it right now, but I'm not. The dude pretty much asked him, like, how do you feel about rappers and whatnot being killed? And he kind of like paused, and took a real pause, like an introspective of himself. And was like, man, you just like, you pretty much, like he just pretty much said death is a part of life. You know what I mean? Knowing, he knew what it was. Like Dolph knew, Nipsey, all these guys knew what it was, but it's just a certain comfortability about being at where you live at.
Yeah.
And but all I say is, if you want to keep your life, if you want to extend the chances of being around, if you're a rapper, you might want to get security wherever you go. Yeah. I'm gonna close on that one.
Stay the fuck out your neighborhood. Unfortunately, get from
unless you come through
like Drake.
Yeah, pretty much. Cause I ain't gonna say stay out like that, cause they gonna come back and do different things. But you better come back with the shooters, because somebody's trying to put your head on the stick, and it might just be like the youngest, craziest goon out there who's like my man Mox said, looking to make a name for herself real quick. Like he ain't got no beef with you or nothing. Like, I'm gonna go buy to this dude, and and brag about it on IG and get rich, and not get rich, but go to jail and be known for that. And people gonna talk about me. I'm gonna get that 15 seconds of fame, but I'm taking another brother out. We gotta think different, man.
Indeed, man. You said it.
Definitely.
What else we got, brother?
Let's talk about my man Young Thug. Young Thug,
okay.
Said that he feels, and we talked about this before.
Young Thugger.
Yeah, that he predicted that Atlanta will dominate rap for at least the next 10 years. You opposed?
Am I opposed? Yes, I am opposed. Not because I don't think they can, but because I think there's a lot of talent coming from a lot of different places. One of the places being Houston, Florida, West Coast,
Memphis, yeah,
Tennessee, like you just said, St. Louis still doing their thing, Chicago still doing their thing. I think based off of how much talent is coming from so many different places, and you know what the crazy thing is? They're going to Atlanta to get hot. You know what I mean? These different rappers are going, they know where to go to get popping. So to say Atlanta is the place to be, Black Hollywood, the Black Mecca, to go out there and really get your shit popping, absolutely. But to say they'll dominate hip hop from an artist perspective, it's going to be a hell of a run. They've been doing it for some time now, but they got a lot of stiff competition out here. And keep in mind, I didn't say East Coast, and that pains me to say. It hurts me in my goddamn core that I didn't say out here.
What happened?
Even though we got
what happened to the East?
Unity. That's what happened to the East. Because there's some dope ass rappers out here. And shout out to the brother that even stopped me in the gym and put me up on a young rapper that I want to talk to you about behind the scenes and see if we can get up in here after listening to some of his music. That's from right around where we at. And the brother is popping. He's nice. He raps just like we need him to rap. He's doing his thing out here. And I think if we just started uniting a lot more and started pushing each other and really getting popping out here, that we are a serious force to be reckoned with. But the one thing that stops us from the Atlantas and the Memphises and this, and even though they beefing and shooting and knocking each other's heads off, at the end of the day, they support each other. People out there equally shooting because there's support out there and there's love out there for their artists. And that's what we need out here, man, in my opinion.
I'm looking up a list, man. I got to disagree with you on the first part. I was looking up a list of the Atlanta artists. Boy, this is a laundry load of people, boy, that's hot. And in Atlanta, man, I mean, even the older ones, you know what I mean? I ain't going to get into it because I'm going to leave a lot of names out of the newer guys. But, I mean, this is just the smallest. T.I., Gucci Mane, Goody Mob, Ludacris, 21 Savage, Big Boy, Jeezy. I mean, Quavo, Andre 3000, Young Thug, Migos, Lil Jon, Future, Outkast, Waka. Like, it's just so many people. But you could do the same thing for the East Coast. You could do the same thing, you know, for the West Coast. But I like a lot more rappers outside of Atlanta nowadays too. But I think they'll, you know, I kind of look at it like this. I look at it as the South just being the South. Like I don't really separate it because it's almost kind of like the same.
Yeah.
Like a lot of it sounds the same or whatever. It got the same type of melodies and tones and all that. So when I look at Atlanta, I look at Atlanta representing the South, even though they might not look at it like that. So yeah, I think the South. I ain't gonna say Atlanta, but the South is gonna keep this thing, man. I don't think it's going nowhere.
What messes me up geographically, and I guess I don't know if this is just being East Coast and where just a motherfucker that don't know any better, but they consider like Tennessee and Missouri Midwest, Chicago, Midwest. Yeah, that's
crazy.
How the fuck is that the South? I don't know. How is it not the South to me? And you talk about, I mean, rest in peace, Dolph. He was out there kicking it, cool, killing shit. His crew. You had Gotti. You had who my man now, Moneybagg Yo out there taking over. Pooh Shiesty. A laundry list of people out there in the South. And you could do the same thing for Chicago, same thing out west now and beyond. It's just so much competition. I ain't mad at you for disagreeing, and I wouldn't be mad at anybody for disagreeing because Atlanta definitely has, they run in the pot too, but with so much competition, it ain't just East Coast, West Coast, South no more. Motherfuckers is claiming boroughs and shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, nah, definitely, man. Definitely.